Yesterday afternoon, I was with a group of my fellow graduates from the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program, and we were talking about how our businesses were growing. And Josh, who owns about 4 coffee shops, said, "Well, how do you know that a stock is going to go up?" And I said, "Well, Josh, how do you know if your business is growing?" And he said, "Well, my revenues are growing." I said, "That's the same thing in a stock." And then you have to ask your question, is your revenue, if your revenues are growing, is it making it to the bottom line? Are your profits growing as well? And he said, "Yeah, I guess that would sum it up." And I said, "Okay." The question then becomes, how much growth in your revenues and growth in your earnings do you have to have in order to be a growing company? And he said, "Well, I have always felt it had to be greater than inflation." And I said, "I would agree with you. It's got to be greater inflation, or you're just staying stagnant. And if inflation's 4%, well, then what is the factor that shows growth?" And he says, "Well, I don't really know." I said, "Well, I've done a study of it, and I've looked at the growth of Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, NVIDIA, and what I find is if their revenues and their earnings aren't growing in excess of 20% per year, they aren't a growing company. They're just basically stagnant and paying their employees and putting a little bit away." But if you want a growth stock, you've got to have those two numbers in excess of 40. That is 20% theoretically in a growth in revenues and 20% growth in earnings. That adds up to 40. Now, if your earnings are growing at 60 and your revenues are growing at 10, well, that's okay too. It's still over 40. So what I do is search for stocks that are on that growth trajectory. And then once I find them, I turn them over to my AI agent, who goes through their income statement and their balance sheet and determines, are they solvent? Can they sustain this? Do they have enough money to sustain this level of growth and to feed it? And if they do, then we move on. And we put it through more metrics, the same metrics that Goldman Sachs taught us last year on how to grow our business. It's really just a matter of numbers. Then what you have to do with the stock market is go to valuation. And that is to say, has the market already built the growth into the current price? And if it has, then you probably don't want to own it. And it's a factor of the PE ratio. The price to earnings. Is the price of the stock equivalent to the earnings, or is it ahead of it? To give you an idea, NVIDIA trades at a PE ratio of about 36. Palantir trades at a PE ratio of about 190. So what that is saying is the earnings that you're getting from Palantir, it will take you 200 years of those earnings to equal its current price. Whereas in NVIDIA, it will take you 46 years of earnings to get its current price. Now, then there are stocks like Dell Computer that trade at a PE of something in the neighborhood of 12. It takes 12 years. Then what you do is you go and look at their peer group and say, how do they measure up to their peer group? And if all of the software stocks are getting a 200 PE ratio like Palantir, then it's justified. But if they aren't, and they aren't, then maybe Palantir is overpriced. And is Dell's PE ratio equivalent to that of Hewlett Packard? Yes, it is. Is it equivalent to that of Supermicro Computer? No, it is not. So now you make a decision which one's overpriced and which one's underpriced, and you buy the stock that is underpriced. If, again, their earnings are growing and their revenues are growing. And all that information is available. It's available through the internet. There is no commodity sold in the world that has better data than the stocks that are sold on the New York and the NASDAQ stock exchange. Let me show you. Let me take you to my computer and show you exactly how you can predict what the price of the stock can be just from the data that they share with every 90 days. Let me take you to the computer. This is my Seeking Alpha account, and I'm looking at a stock by the name of Breeze, selling for $17.23. And you can see for the year, past year, it's down 55.26%. And it's down because it's a software stock. But what the market doesn't know is it's a AI-driven software stock that actually analyzes people's emails to help the sender market to them more effectively. And this stock has some real growth potential. And let me show you how much growth potential it has. So I'm going to click on earnings here, and then I'm going to go to earnings estimates. This is what Wall Street believes the stock is going to do based on their knowledge of their earnings in the future. And as you can see, their earnings for 2026 are 42 cents, which is up 147% from last year. Kind of blows our rule of 40 out of water, doesn't it? Then it goes up 51, 53, 39, 33. And its revenues are growing at the rate of 23, 17, 16, 17, 14. So we're blowing our rule of 40 out of the water, and we have some real growth potential. The next thing we want to look at is its PE ratio. It's at 37. Well, how does that compare to its sector? Well, let's go to Valuations and find out. Here it is. It's 37. Its sector's normal PE ratio is 22. So from a sector point of view, right now it's overvalued. So we're going to use the 22 when we're projecting what the price is going to be in the future. So let's go back to our earnings here and our earnings estimates, and let's look what is the price of the stock going to be in 2030. So if we multiply the $1.83 times the sector's PE ratio of 22, we come up with a price of $40.26. It's currently at 17. So to double, we only need 34. So this stock will exceed our double characteristics. Now, I've fed this stock to Samantha, and as you can see, she estimates that the stock will be $40.40. Our calculation said it would be $40.26. So we're right on. And as you can see, we do that for about 50 stocks. That's the ones that we hold in our portfolio, and then we do it for another 60 every 90 days when they put out their earnings report. So this is how you buy stocks. You don't buy your stock based on what some talking head says, whether it's on TV or YouTube or TikTok. You know what you own. And then when you find that the price is right, then you come here and you click on this, and this takes you to a deep dive. This is an analysis of the stock in the form of a podcast that will tell you what the 24-page document that Samantha and Bart gave me from their analysis. And she breaks it now down into a podcast so you can easily understand it.
There's AI agents.
That's right. He's handed us a fresh report to tear apart. Today is Thursday, February 19th, 2026.
And the report itself is dated just a couple days ago, February 17th.
And Kerry was very specific. He requested a professional review of a company called Braze Inc. The ticker is BRZE.
And this isn't just a casual look, right? We have a very clear mission.
A very clear mission.
We need to determine if this stock can deliver a return of over 100% in the next 3 years.
And that's how it works. I invite you to come to our website, Best of Us Investors, and find the Platinum channel and take a 14-day free look at that tell sheet, and you decide whether this is the way you want to invest in the future, with all the data on any stock that you want to look into, to make sure you're making a good investment decision for your future.